All right, so this is some pretty crazy stuff that's going down here, okay? So it looks like there's been a conflict that went down between Disney and Sony. So Sony, I guess, owns Spider-Man, the character, and everything about Spider-Man, and then Disney owns Marvel. And so you guys know how they're like, when in the Avengers movies, which are Marvel movies that have Spider-Man in them, and so there's like a bit of a sort of agreement that goes on. There's a deal brokered. As well as, if you watch the recent Spider Man movie, and I guess I should say spoiler alert, although it was a long, long time ago that this video came out, in Far From Home, there's all kinds of, there's all kinds of Avengers references, whether it be, obviously Tony Stark dying and, the next person to be after him, and the glasses, Edith and everything. All of that is all, Avengers related. So I don't think I. So my understanding of this situation is basically that, and again, I want to say if I get some things wrong here, don't go ballistic. I don't know everything. I'm kind of a noob on this stuff, but I thought it was really interesting. So, my understanding of this situation basically is that Disney wanted a bigger cut of the revenue of this, is my understanding here. And it seems to be the case that they have had a disagreement there. I guess Disney gets 5%, I believe, currently. And I guess they wanted more money. So they wanted to get more. They wanted some people are reporting they wanted a 50-50 share, although I'm not really sure if that's true, to be honest. But there was just a dispute over money, basically, is what went down. Both sides did not, want to agree on the final number, and so it's done. So I don't know if they're definitely in the Avengers movies. They can't mention Spider-Man at all, which is insane to me. Like all of the shit that Spider-Man was in all of those Avengers movies cannot be mentioned in the next Avengers movie. That's pretty insane. And when you talk about like the guy who's supposed to be, supposed to be the successor, the next Tony Stark, how the fuck are you going to have an Avengers movie if the guy who's supposed to be, his successor is just not going to be there? Like, what? What is that? And also, my understanding is that in the future Sony, Sony Spider-Man movies, and I believe there was a guy from Disney who was, I think his name is Feige or something like that, was producing them, who's from Disney, I guess. So he's not going to be on there anymore, is my understanding of it. So, it's going to be more in a Sony-led direction, as well as my understanding is they just straight up won't be able to mention anything about the Avengers in these upcoming Spider-Man movies. So if they can't do that, I don't even know what kind of storyline they're going to put together. But let me tell you this, okay? When I watched a recent Spider-Man movie and I saw, Captain America Civil War, I saw Avengers, Infinity War, I saw Avengers Endgame, I saw that, okay? And when I saw the recent Spider-Man movie, I thought it was amazing. It was a really awesome movie. I really enjoyed it. But the whole thing is sort of the foundation of it really is the Avengers, seriously. Taking the glasses. Who should have the glasses, Is Tom Holland Spider-Man was he supposed to be the next one, And all of this different kind of stuff, and with Mysterio and this is an Avengers level threat, all of that shit, dude. Nick Fury, all of this kind of stuff is all Avengers based. If they can't do that, the next movie is not going to be very good, especially if the current producer is not on it for the next one. It's going to be shit. Like it's going to be terrible, and this sucks, dude. Like he's a big part. Not only is he a big part of the Avengers, and I love Spider-Man's character. Not only that, I really like the dynamic between Tony Stark and Spider-Man. Tom Holland Spider-Man. Really, if you watch Civil War, and I watched that twice in theaters because the first time I saw it, it was so good. I was like, I want to watch this again. That's kind of where that, at least for me, seeing it first happen. I don't know if that was the first movie in which he appeared. I think it was, although I'm not 100% sure. That was the first one I saw him appear in. And then, after that, it just continued, and it was really dope, you know what I'm saying? So, they're fucking over the next Avengers movies, and they're fucking over the next Spider-Man movie, too. That's the thing. I probably won't watch this shit if it's, if this is the same situation, because I don't think I'd really like a Spider-Man movie that is sort of stripped of what the foundations of this previous one were, because, man, this last Spider-Man movie was the shit, okay? I was really impressed. I was a massive fan of this movie, But if they, do that, and there's no possible connection in the Sony Spider-Man movies, you can't mention anything about, the Avengers, and vice versa. If you can't mention Spider-Man in the Avengers movies, not only that, not only is it garbage, like it's gonna make the movies worse, but like in the Avengers, how do you do that? Like, how do you just plug that hole? How's that possible? You just forget all of the stuff that he did, like that he was given the glasses and all of this other stuff. Like, what, you're just gonna forget about that as if he doesn't exist? He's gone and Iron Man's gone. Tony Stark. Like, come on, bro. What is this, man? So my message to Disney and Sony is, work this shit the fuck out, alright? Work this shit out.